I tried the bed. Too soft. I ended up in the atrium, sprawled on the grass, gazing at the stars through the tree branches. At some point, I must have fallen asleep. A sharp sound startled me awake. A branch cracking. Someone cursed. Above me, the sky was turning gray in the pre-dawn lights. A few leaves helicoptered through the air. Branches bobbed as if something heavy had just scrambled through them. I lay still, listening, watching. Nothing. Had I imagined the voice? Over in the foyer, a piece of paper slid under my doorway. I sat up groggily. Maybe the management was giving me the bill and letting me check out. I staggered towards the door. My hand trembled as I picked up the paper, but it was not a bill. It was a handwritten note in really nice cursive. Hi, neighbor. Join us in the lounge 19 for breakfast. Down the hall, to the left. Bring your weapons and armor. TJ. TJ. Thomas Jefferson Jr.? The guy across the hall. After the fiasco last night, I didn't know why he'd want to invite me to breakfast. I also didn't understand why I needed weapons and armor. Maybe Vikings bagels fought back? I was tempted to barricade my door and hide in my room. Perhaps everyone would leave me alone. Maybe once all the warriors were busy with their Bikram yoga to the death, I could sneak out and find an exit to Boston. On the other hand, I wanted answers. I couldn't shake the idea that if this was a place for the brave and dead, my mom might be here somewhere, or someone might know which afterlife that she had gone to. At least this guy TJ seemed friendly. I could hang with him for a while and see what he could tell me. I trudged to the bathroom. I was afraid the toilet would be some Viking death machine with axe blades and a flush-operated crossbow, but it worked like a normal one. It definitely wasn't any scarier than the public restrooms in the common. The medical cabinet was stocked with all my usual toiletries, or at least the toiletries I used to like when I had a home. And the shower? I tried to remember the last time I had a leisurely hot shower. Sure, I'd arrived in Valhalla feeling magically clean dried, but after a bad night's sleep in the atrium, I was ready for a good old fashioned scrub down. I peeled off my layers of shirts and almost screamed. What was wrong with my chest? Why did my arms look that way? What were those weird bulgy areas? Usually, I avoided looking at my reflection. I wasn't somebody I wanted to see on a regular basis. But now, I faced the mirror. My hair was the same, a bit less grimy and tangled, but still hanging to my jawline in a curtain of dirty blonde, parted in the middle. You look like Kurt Cobain, my mom used to tease me. I loved Kurt Cobain, except for the fact that he died. Well, guess what, Mom, I thought. I have that in common with him now, too. My eyes were gray, more like my cousin Annabeth's than my mom's. They had a haunted, scary emptiness to them, but that was normal. The look had served me well on the streets. My upper body, however, I hardly recognized. Ever since my bad asthma days when I was little, I'd always been on the scrawny side. Even with all the hiking and camping, I'd had a concave chest, sticking out ribs, and skin so pale you could trace the roadmap of blue veins. Now, the strange new bulgy areas look suspiciously like muscles. Don't get me wrong, it wasn't as dramatic as turning into Captain America. I was still lean and pale, but my arms had definition. My chest didn't look like it would collapse in the next strong wind. My skin was smoother, less translucent. All the rashes and nicks and bites that came from living on the street had disappeared.